Since 2015, Daisy Ridley has become a household name since she's been just about everywhere when it comes to merchandise and movies, and of course, the one thing she's been known the most for is Star Wars. Since becoming the strong-willed and very feminine heroine of a long-running franchise, because as you know there's never been such a thing in Star Wars, she became known quite well and was able to watch her star rise in a big way. But now that the trilogy is about to end and her place in the history of the franchise will go with it, one has to wonder if her career will continue to build or if it will falter, as has happened to many an actor involved with Star Wars in the past. She's already accomplished several movies before becoming Rey and even a couple after, so it's going to be interesting to watch and see what happens when it comes to just how popular she'll remain. Here are her 5 best movies outside of Star Wars. Number 5. Peter Rabbit. Jesse Hassinger from AV Club doesn't have a lot of good things to say about this movie, and while it does have the kind of attitude that makes it amusing in places, it might have been one that Ridley might have been better off staying away from. That it's counted as one of her best means that it's one of those that actually reached the big screen and sought to benefit from her involvement. That being the case, however, it did feature some decent moments and some that were funny as could be, but otherwise it would seem that a lot of people would have thought it just as funny if Peter had been featured in a nice hearty stew instead. Number 4. Athelia.
Where does love reside? Where truth or madness?
Jordan Hoffman from The Guardian makes it seem as though this movie was a great promise that was bolstered by the trailer and then let down once the audience finally sat down to watch. Athelia is taken from a different point of view, and as Hoffman suggests, a lot of Shakespeare fans might have easily revolted against it simply because it didn't seem to follow their idea of how the story should have gone. On one hand, it might be worth it to tell these people to calm down and just accept a story for what it is. On the other, that would be a hypocritical, since a lot of us tend to get slightly annoyed when our favorite stories are stretched and pulled apart to obtain the views that the director wants to focus on. Number 3. Blue Season. Matthew Jacobs of HuffPost helped to reveal this short film that Ridley starred in a while back as she plays a kidnapping victim who somehow manages to get hold of someone that says that they're going to help her. While it's a short film, it does still count for the list, since there aren't a whole lot of credits on Ridley's bill as of yet, and to be honest, it was a lot better option than some of the others that have been seen thus far. To this point, her acting ability is hard to question, since she's been convincing enough and is definitely someone that deserves a good amount of praise. But what the future is going to bring is still uncertain. Number 2. Skrull. Apparently Daisy left this movie to focus on Star Wars at one point, but up until then she was the mysterious woman in the comic that a young man was drawing and was pleased as punch that his drawings were coming true. In a big way, this almost sounds like Death Note, save for the fact that the artist is drawing deaths and they're coming true, rather than just writing names down in a notebook, so a crazed demon can kill people on a whim. It's still insanely creepy to see art affect life in this manner, since it makes people look twice at what they're doing when they begin to create something. Number 1. Murder on the Orient Express.
I know your moustache. From the papers. You're the detective.
It's hard to argue with the fact that the deceased in this movie kind of earned what he got, since being a kidnapper is bad enough. But being a murderer is even worse, especially after receiving a ransom. The kidnapper killed the child they were holding. But the mystery of who did it is kind of hard to figure out unless you're paying close attention to all the clues and are willing to guess that something much deeper was going on the night that the man was murdered. Poirot is by far one of the smartest men in movie history, but having to live with a lie and the imbalance it creates no doubt grates on him quite a bit. Daisy seems bound to stick around for a while, so hopefully Star Wars won't be her biggest claim to fame.